Hello, thank you. Hi, this is Robert. Thank you for coming on to my live video. This is the Excel Your Life Show with Robert Harley. I'm so glad you're here with me today. I appreciate you joining me. Appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. I appreciate everything, each and every one of you who tuned in, whether you're watching my live video or whether you're watching the replay. I appreciate you being here today. Tonight we're just going to get right into our topic. We're going to continue with part 2 of 6 steps how not to give up. 6 steps of how not to give up, or you can say 6 steps of how to stay motivated, or 6 steps. But no, I like that topic. 6 steps of how not to give up. So last night we talked about the first 2, and I'm not going to recap on them. But if you missed last night's video, just go back and watch it. And, you get caught up in what we talked about last night. So tonight we're going to talk about number 3 and number 4. Number 3 and number 4. So number 3 and number 4. We're going to talk about number 3 and number 4 tonight. So tonight is number 3 is believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, you can see it. I'm gonna have to get some new markers. My marker is running out, so that's why it's so light. It's gonna get light. It's gonna run, so I have to eventually going to get some more to get a new marker, so it'll be a little darker. So those of you joining me, thanks for joining me. Miana, thank you, Miana, for joining me. I appreciate you joining me. I think you're watching me from Pakistan. I think you're from Miana, right? Anyways, thanks for joining me. I appreciate you tuning in. So tonight we're going to talk about number 3, believe in yourself. Now, it's when it comes to pursuing your goals and your dreams, pursuing changing, because Excel Your Life, these live videos is all about pursuing your goals and your dreams and making changes in your life to improve yourself, going through the personal development, personal growth process. And as I said, process, because it is a process. It's not something that happened overnight. It's not something that you do one time or just a few times and then that's it. You think you have arrived. No, personal growth and personal development is a process. It's a long time journey, a long time process. It's something you should be doing right up until the day you die, is going through personal growth and personal development, constantly changing, constantly developing yourself, constantly improving yourself, constantly working on areas in your life that you need to improve on and get better on. And that goes for all of us, no matter who you are, where you are, what you do for work, what you do for a living, what you do for work, your career, your job, your business, whatever. No matter where you live, in your backyard, anything. Doesn't matter. All of that doesn't matter. What matters is you working constantly on yourself to improve yourself, to develop yourself, to grow yourself, to change. And that's what Excel Your Life is all about. Excel Your Life is about personal growth and development. Personal growth and development. So when it comes to pursuing your goals and your dreams, when it comes to changing things in your life, one of the things you have to do is to believe in yourself. This is one of the things you have to do. One of the key elements of what you do, how not to give up. How not to give up. Because a lot of time when one of the things that causes people to give up is the lack of belief in themselves, a lack of belief in their abilities, a lack of belief in their capability and in their know-how. People always, we myself included, when I say this, people have a natural tendency to look at their shortcomings. They look at the things that they can't do. They look at the things that their limitations. We all do this. We just naturally have a tendency to look at our limitations, our inabilities, and we look how we think, and we have a long list of things. Oh, I can't, I'm not smart enough, I'm not good looking enough, I'm not educated enough, I'm not, rich enough, and we have a long list of, I'm not, or I can't, or I don't know how, I don't know the right people, I don't know have the right connections, I can't do this and I can't do that, or I don't know how to do this, I don't know how to do that, and we have our long list, of why, and we see why we can't do certain things, and why we think we can't do certain things, and that's in and of itself is a hindrance. It's something that paralyzes us. It's something that holds us back. And we all have a tendency to look at these things and make those things hold us back. And when it comes to pursuing our goals and our dreams, when it comes to personal growth and development, we have a tendency, because we so focus on these limitations that we all have, and we all have them. We all have them to some degree or another. That's why personal growth and development is all about, is getting rid of these limitations, or focusing more on your strengths rather than on your weaknesses. Because that's what you're doing when you focus on these things. You're focusing more on your weaknesses rather on your strength. But personal growth and development, it's all about you focusing more on your strengths, the things that you're good at, the strengths that you have. And now we all have strengths. We all have our weaknesses, and we all have our strengths. There's no such thing as someone who's not good at something, or not have some kind of strength, something that they're just naturally strengthening. So, and we all have our weaknesses over on this side. We all have our weaknesses also, things that we're not good at, and we're not that, have that smartness about, So, but naturally, people, especially most people in our society, we have a natural tendency to focus on our limitations and our weaknesses rather than on our strength and our abilities. And personal growth and development is all about focusing on your strength and on your abilities, the things that you're good at, the things that you can do. And all of us have some things that we can do. There's something that you can do. What can you do? Focus on that. Focus on what you can do. Focus on your strengths. Don't focus on your weaknesses. Don't focus on what you cannot do. Because then and the last time we talk about the number two step of how not to give up is to stay focused, right? Stay focused on your goals and your dreams. Stay focused on your personal growth and development. But one thing I neglect to touch on when they talk about staying focused, I neglect to touch about on this, that whatever you focus on expands, right? Whatever you focus on expands, increases, and you have a tendency to draw it into your life. So if you focus more on your limitation and on your shortcomings and on your weaknesses, guess what's going to happen? When you focus on those kind of things, they expand, they increase, and they bring more of it into your life. So the more you focus on your limitations, your weaknesses, and your inabilities, the more it expands in your life, the more it increases in your life, and the more of it you bring into your life. And so that's why you can't focus on those things, because what you focus on expands, increases, and you bring more of it into your life. So that's why we need to shift our focus and focus more on our abilities, focus more on what we're capable of, what we can do, our strengths. Focus more on that. Why? Because when you focus on that, it expands, it increases, and you bring more of it into your life. You see, what's true in the negative is also true in the positive. If it's true, if it works in the negative arena, it's going to work in the positive arena, or vice versa. If it works in the positive arena, is going to work in the negative arena. The tendency that we have, though, is we focus too much on the negative and not enough on the positive. So what happened? We bring more of the negative into our lives. We let the negative side expands and increases and outweighs the positive. So what we need to do is shift our focus and focus more on the positive, on our abilities and our capabilities, what we can do, what we're good at, what our strengths are. Focus more on that, because when we focus more of it, it expands, it increases, and we draw more of it into our lives. And so that's why we need to, and that's where believing in yourself comes in. Believe in yourself is one of the key elements of how not to give up, because a lot of people, when they give up on their goals and their dreams, one of the things that causes them to give up is because they give up believing in themselves. They lose the belief that they have in themselves, in their abilities, and in their capabilities and their strengths. They lose that, and they just tend to give up in life, and then just settle. They live in a comfort zone. Why? And one of the reasons why, because again, focusing too much on the negative, focus too much on the limitation and what they can't do, and it just expands, increases, and bring more of it into their lives. So we got to focus more on the positive. We've got to focus more on our strengths and our capabilities, what we can do. What can you do? What is it that you're good at? What is it you know you can do? Do that. Do that. We're not asking you to go and climb Mount Everest here. A lot of people who probably don't have the ability to climb Mount Everest. But even if you do have the ability to climb Mount Everest here, you have to start small, right? How do you walk 100 miles? As the saying goes, how do you walk 1,000 miles? By taking one step at a time. Can you do that? Can you just take that one step, and then another step after that, and another step after that, and another step after that? Next thing you know, you walk 1,000 miles. That's what you do. That's what you focus on. You focus on what you can do, and do that. When it comes to pursuing your goals and your dreams, when it comes to you going through personal growth and development, what can you do? What is it? What that one small step that you can do? Focus on that. Don't focus on what you can't do, or what your limitation and your weaknesses. We all have those things, but that's not what we should be focusing on. We should focus on what we can do. What are your goals and what are your dreams? What do you want out of life? How do you want to improve your life? What kind of changes you want to see happen in your life? Or what can you do to bring that into reality? Focus on that. I don't know what your dreams are. I don't know what your goals are. I don't know what areas in your life you would like to see change and improve. I don't know what it is for you. I know what it is for me, for myself, but I don't know what it is for you. But what is that one thing you can do towards improving yourself, towards pursuing your goals and your dreams, towards improving your personal growth and your development? What is it, that one thing you can do? It's Jim Rohn that says, he said, the saying that goes, eat one apple a day and keeps the doctor away, that saying. And then he said, it's so, that statement is so simple, but yet so profound. Eat one apple a day and keeps the doctor away. But he says, as simple as that statement is and profound as it is, it's amazing how the majority of the people don't do that. Don't do that one thing that they can do to keep a doctor away, is just eat one apple a day. So why don't people just do that one simple thing that they can do to improve their lives. As simple as eating one apple a day. What is it you can do, but you're not doing, that will make a difference in your life a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now? If you just do it if you just start doing it today and do it every day for the rest of your life, what is that one thing you can do? Focus on that, develop that, work on that skill, work on that ability, work on that, that education or whatever it is that you're good at. Focus on it, get good at it. Become an expert in that with that one thing. Whether if it's writing, if it's public speaking, if it's helping others, if it's business, if you're good at businesses, and you seem like every time you go into any business, you just succeed at it. What is it? Is it internet? There will be technical skills. What is it that you're good at? Focus on that. Believe in yourself. Believe in your ability. Focus on your strengths. Focus on that one thing you can do. Like for me, I use myself an example. In me pursuing my goals and dreams and excel your life, this business that I'm starting up, and these live videos is all about excel your life. I'm focusing at this one. What can I do? One of the things that I can do is doing these live videos. This is one thing I can do. I can do these live videos. And so that's why I'm consistent in doing them, because this is the one thing that I can do. I can do these live videos. I can come up here and speak for, less than a half an hour and speak on a topic like this and just speak on it and be an encouragement to others. This is one thing I can do. So I'm doing it. Just focus on that one thing that you can do, on your strengths and your abilities. Do that. Do that one apple thing. Eat that one apple a day. What is that one apple? That's weird. I'm using that as a metaphor now. What is that one apple that you can do? If you eat that one apple a day, you keep the doctor away. What is that one? What's that apple is for you that you can do? If it's whatever it is. Focus on that. Focus on your strengths. Don't focus on your weakness. Again, whatever you focus on increases, expands, and you draw more of it into your life. It's true in the negative arena, and it's true in the positive arena. The problem is most people in our society, most people in the workforce, we have a natural tendency to lean mostly on the negative side. They focus too much on their weaknesses. They focus too much on their inabilities. They focus too much on the shortcomings. And we all have these kind of things in our lives. We all have shortcomings. We have things that we're not good at in our lives, things that we need to work on and develop in. But on the other side, we all have strengths. We all have abilities, and we all have things that we can do and things that we are good at. What's maybe one thing that I'm good at, you're not good at, but something you're good at that I'm not good at, But whatever it is, whatever your strengths are, focus on your strengths. Don't focus on your weaknesses. So and that's when you do that, that's what affects your belief system in yourself. In your believing in yourself is whatever you focus on. If you focus too much on the negative, it'll affect your belief level in yourself. Because let's say that your belief have there's a level from a scale from 0 to 10. Let's write that down. Let's say your belief system have a 0 to 10. Okay, this is 0. This is your belief system in yourself. I hope you can see that. Your belief system in yourself from 0 to 10. This is your belief system. This scale represents how much you believe in yourself. Okay? How much you believe in yourself from 0 to 10. Now, how much do you believe in yourself? When you focus, if you focus too much on the negative, how in your abilities, in your in your inability, in your weaknesses and stuff like that, that will affect, affect your belief system on the scale. Let's say if and then you focus on the positive, right? You focus more on the positive and in your ability and your strengths. Again, that's going to affect your belief level on the scale. So when you let's say for example, when you focus on the positive, you focus on your strength, your belief level goes up to a 10. Your belief level go up to a 10 right there. 10%, okay? But when you start focusing on the negative side of things, and you start focusing on your weaknesses, and you start focusing on your inabilities, and your shortcomings, your beliefs start shrinking, and start going down to 10. Start shrinking. You see, so when you believe it, when you focus on the positive in your strengths and in your abilities to do things, your belief in yourself goes way up to a 10. But when you shift your focus and you start focusing on the negative, it's like, and you start focusing on your weaknesses, and you start focusing on the inabilities and your shortcomings and your weaknesses, then your belief will start coming down. Your belief, so you come from a 10 and you start going down to a 0, and then that's when the point they do want to give up. That's when the point a lot of people in our society tend to give up. Why? Because they're focusing too much on the negative, and that when they focus more on the negative rather than the positive, your belief level in yourself goes down, and then you just want to give up. So remember that tonight's topic is how not to give up. Number 3 is you have to believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Believe in your strengths. Believe in your capabilities. Believe in the things that you're good at. And we all are good at something. We all are able to do something. We all have strengths in some areas in our lives. We all have strengths in some area in our lives. Something we're good at, something we're strengthened in. We all have that. But on the other hand, we all have weaknesses. We all have things that we're not good at. But we don't want to focus on those things. Rather, we want to focus on what we're good at. And find one thing that you can do that will bring you closer to your goals and your dreams. To find out one thing that you can do, that one apple. Remember, eat one apple a day keeps the doctor away. What's that one apple for you? I'm using it as a metaphor. What is that one apple for you that you can do that will bring you closer to your goals and your dreams? And focus on that. Now, I'm gonna go on from here. I realized I'm spending a lot of time on this one. So number 4 now. Number 4 is in the step. Remember 6 steps to how not to give up. Number 4. Oh, so let's leave that word up there. Believe in a higher power. Believe in a higher power. Now, so we gone from believing in ourselves into believing in a higher power. Who's giving me all those likes? Oh, Lindsay. Thank you, Lindsay. I saw this love going across the screen. Great. Thank you, Lindsay. But believe in a higher power. Believe in something bigger than yourself. Believe in something bigger than yourself, whether it's God or the universe or the cosmos. I personally believe in a God. Believe in God. Believe in something higher and bigger than yourself. Believe, because why? Because we all need that. We all need to know that there's something bigger and better out there that's bigger than ourselves that we are connected to. I believe that there's God I believe I'm connected to God. I don't want to get too much into this spirituality side of things. But there's a spiritual side of success. Yes, there is a spiritual side of success. Success comes with it. There's a spiritual side of it, and a lot of people ignore that. A lot of people ignore the spiritual side of success. They focus so much on the material things, the material wealth and the material things, but success have a spiritual side. And that's where your belief system in the higher power, something bigger than yourself comes into play. You need to believe that there is a higher power, something bigger, stronger, more powerful than you are, that you need to connect with, that you need to. Let me put it this way. We all are first and foremost, as human beings, we're first and foremost spiritual beings. We are spirit. The source we come from is a spiritual source. We are spiritual beings living in a physical body with a soul. We are first and foremost spiritual beings. We are spirits. We live in a physical body on this physical earth. Our body is our earth suit. Our body enables us to live and function on this earth. If we didn't have a body, we will not be able to function on this earth, because we are spiritual beings living in a physical world. And the only way we can function on this earth, a physical earth, is for us to have a physical earth suit. And so that's where our bodies comes in. Our bodies is not the real us. Our body is just a suit we're wearing while on this earth. We are spiritual beings. So there's a side of us that need to be connected to a source, a higher, stronger, more powerful source than what we are. And the source for me, and to many people watching this, is called God, right? There's a spiritual side of success that we cannot ignore. We cannot think that it's real or doesn't apply to us pursuing our goals and our dreams and to pursue our personal growth and development. It's part of it. We cannot ignore it. We cannot left it out. We have to include it on our journey of our personal growth and development. We have to take that into consideration, the spiritual side of success. And we cannot ignore it. So we have to believe in a power, something higher and bigger than ourselves when it comes to us not giving up, because a lot of it, that's where we draw a lot of our strengths from. The strength that we need to persevere, to be consistent, to go on in terms of hardship and difficulties and hardship are going to come. We're going to have to run into things that sometimes we're going to want to quit. We're going to give up. But then we're going to have to draw strength from something bigger and stronger than us. And that thing is what I call God, and a lot of people call God. And some people want to call it the universe, the cosmos, whatever. But God is a God who gives us strength to carry on, strength to go forward, strength in times of difficulty, in times of hardship, in times of discouragement, which we all will face in our lives one time or another. We have to have that higher power in terms of where we can draw our strength from, where we can go and in prayer, pray out and cry out. Even Jesus take time to pray. Even Jesus take time to connect with his Father in heaven. That's one of the things that his disciples noticed about him. They noticed that one thing he did consistently and on a daily basis. The Bible says he had a habit of waking up early in the morning to go off on his own to pray. And that's why his disciples come up to him. They didn't say, remember, take note of this. The disciples never came up to Jesus and say, hey, Lord, teach us how to perform miracles. They never came up to say, Lord, teach us how to walk on water. They never say, Lord, teach us how to preach. They never came up to him and said, Lord, teach us how to minister to the people. What is the one thing that they came up to him and asked him to teach them how to do? And that was prayer. That's the only thing they ever came up to him and said, Lord, teach us how to pray. And that's when he taught them the famous prayer, the Lord, what we call the Lord's Prayer. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. That's the only time they came up to him and said, Lord, teach us how to pray. Why? Because they see that was his source of his power. That was the source of his strength. The source of his strength was it was the time that he took to pray to his higher power, to his Father in heaven. And the same thing is going to have to do. It's going to have to be for both of us. We're going to have to connect with that higher power, connect with our Father in heaven. You know, Jesus gave us he laid a good example to his disciples, to the point where they came up to him and said, Lord, teach us how to pray. Teach us how to connect with a higher power. It's to prayer. And we're going to have to do the same, because as I said, there's a spiritual side of success that we cannot ignore, we cannot left out. We're going to have to include it in our personal growth and development, included in the changes that we want to see in our lives. You have to include that. So step 4 in the steps of how not to give up. You have to believe in a higher power, something bigger and better and greater than yourself. You got to know how to connect to that source for strength, for encouragement, for wisdom, for guidance, for you to know how to connect, for it to just be a source of connection. You join that strength from that source, the source of God. So you need to believe that. So just remember this. Whoa, it's 31 minutes. Oh my goodness, time flies. I mean, it's 31 minutes in I like to keep these videos under 30 minutes. And I'm amazed it's 30. Oh my goodness, 31 minutes. Been up to 32 minutes. My goodness, I didn't realize the time. Let me see who's watching. Lindsay, thank you for joining me. I know there's some people. John Dole is on. Thank you, John. Right on. Lindsay said, you're inspiring. Believe that God will see us through. Yes, that's right, Lindsay. Believe that God will see us through. Yes, see us through any difficulty, any hardship that we will come up against. It's not if, it's when. We will come up to difficulties and hardship in our lives and challenges in our lives. It's not even if, it's when. And so we need to have that higher power. Believe in a higher power, something bigger and better and stronger and greater than yourself. Right? So again, I'm so amazed. After it's like 32 minutes into this video now. I can't believe the time went by so fast. Anyways, thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate you joining me. Thank you. I gotta grab my challenge here for you guys. The screen read. I'm gonna close the video because it's past 30 minutes, and I try to keep these videos under 30 minutes, and I'm amazed that 30 minutes went by so quickly. So the challenge I have to you guys: let others lead small lives, but not you. Let others argue over small things, but not you. Let others cry over small hurts, but not you. Let others leave their future in someone else's hands, but not you. Let others settle where they are, but not you. Let others stay in their comfort zones, but not you. Let others live their lives in fear of the unknown, but not you. Let others let fear of failure and fear of success hold them back, but not you. Let others be content to add to the wealth of the graveyard, but not you. You be the one to rise up. You be the one to take a stand. You be the one to make changes in your life. You be the one to pursue your goals and your dreams. You be the one. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you guys for watching my live video. Again, whether you watch the live or watch the replay, I appreciate you joining me. Appreciate you being here. Thank you, Lindsay, for all the love and all the likes I see going across the screen. Thank you for everybody else who have joined me. Again, join me tomorrow. We'll continue this. topic on 6 steps on how not to give up. Until tomorrow, you take care of yourself. God bless you. I love you. Peace.